Welcome back everybody. Last week I went over a basic understanding of the scale I use with climbers, particularly when working with head games, and that was our rated perception of our emotions. This week I'd like to go into one of the first topics that to help us identify different reasons why we might be stepping from that 6 into the 7 and starting to leave that learning zone behind. But before we get into that, I just very quickly want to cover 1 and 2. 1 and 2, when I'm working with people, is usually an identifier that they're not climbing easy climbs with intent. They're just trying to get it done until they're warm enough to try hard. This is essentially a wasted repetition. It's like throwing yourself out a pull-up bar too easy just for the sake of doing it. And if we want to improve at a skill game, we need to apply some skill. The simple way to get out of 1 and 2 and into 3 and upwards in the learning zone is to apply some intentional practice, be that focusing on your footwork, twisting, or learning some other movement drills. Simply by leaving the ground with some intent to improve our skills and focus on the movement, we should start to feel more meditative and relaxed and self-aware when on the wall. Right. With that said, this week I'm going to cover attention. This is one of 4 categories that I use when looking at people's head game issues. We've got attention, change, struggle, and uncertainty. So to begin with attention, this can come up when we suddenly begin to hesitate, doubt ourselves on a wall, or even struggle as we approach a climb. This attention can come either from our peers, i.e. they just sense something that we wish we could do or we feel we should be able to do because they've done it, and suddenly the pressure is on. It could come on to us when we've got a crowd of people suddenly appear behind us that we weren't expecting, or if we simply don't like climbing in front of people. This isn't usually a fear of failure, it's a fear of being seen to fail, and can take a lot of practice. The aim is, again, if we're starting to feel really anxious, really scared, like we can't move on, we need to find a way to downgrade a little bit before we build it back up. This might be as simple as going to an easier section of wall, or throwing yourself at something that you can do with the hope of having some success in front of people. Over time, we want to be trying really hard in front of people. This might mean failing 1 to 2 moves in on something that is really too hard for you. The benefit of this isn't that you're going to be able to send it, it's that you're happier, most people are happier failing on something much harder than they can climb, because at least in their mind they look like they're trying hard. And this starts to be a bit of a workaround around our own perceptions of how well we climb. But like everything, we need to be more and more specific and learn to fail and try things more and more at a limit in a bigger and bigger room or with more and more people around. Sometimes it's not even about the quantity of people, it's about the partners we climb with, and if we highly respect someone's opinion, we start to doubt our own ability when climbing. So, as with everything I'm going to go through, your goal is to recognize when you begin to hesitate, when you begin to doubt yourself, when you begin to look at other people around you, to take a moment to sit out, think through your thoughts, think through your reasons for failure, try to focus on the climbing, and dial it back up to a point where you're able to focus on nothing except the climbing.